Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Force for Growth Live. I'm Ricardo.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Courtney. And happy Monday. And we're coming at you with our very last word of the week of the year and of the set. So, yeah. Do we want to chit chat or do y'all want me to get started? Because we're excited for this one. It's really
Go ahead, Michelle.
I just want to say that I am so super proud of us because we started this the first week of January 2020 and we followed through the entire year. So we have literally done 52 weeks of Do 52. And I'm super proud of us for sticking with it all year.
Yes.
Big deal.
I agree. Absolutely.
What's Do 52, Courtney?
So, Do 52, we select our word of the week each Monday on our 6 a.m. calls by pulling a Do 52 stick that is stamped with a verb. And Do 52 is a simple but powerful toolkit designed by the wonderful House of Shine to prompt us weekly to do things mindfully and open ourselves up to new ideas. And what a year it's been. And one of the best words to end it, join. So, would you join us on our journey?
Awesome word. So the definitions of join as a verb are to put or bring together so as to form a unit, to connect by a line, to put or bring into close association or relationship, to come into the company of, to associate oneself with, to enter or engage in, and then the intransitive verb is to come into close association or relationship, to become a member, as some examples of that, to become a member of a group or organization, to take part in a collective activity, or to form an alliance, and then to come together so as to be connected. So what does that bring up for you guys?
I love the word alliance. I think that just speaks volumes because an alliance is so much more than just a group, just a meetup, just a this, just a that. It's an alliance. Like even when you say it, it sounds powerful. I'm part of that alliance. Join me in an alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you mentioned connection, that's the best example. Levi brought up a great point that he's joined the mission to help himself. And he went into depth. And if you know Levi Jackson, you know, he's just very adventurous man and he shares his vulnerabilities with us. But that was powerful to me in that, have you joined the mission to save yourself, for lack of a better way to say it? Have you actually joined the mission? Are you running the mission? Are you on board? Are you even on the train? Or are you just planning to take a trip next year, you know, whenever you have the time? So it's just, how committed or connected was the word you used towards the end of the definition that I like. So, and you and I, especially because that connection to source or that connection to God or that connection to pure love, if you stay connected and join, just be willing to join. I don't know what that means for you, but just if you feel lost, if you feel out there, you know, keep looking because there's something that's going to resonate or some connection and lay into that. So just to encourage the world to just figure out what you want and join that mission. Join what is best for you, even though it's hard.
What that brought up,
it's worth it.
Yes. What that brought up for me this morning when Levi talked about that on our call, and that goes right in line with what you're talking about, join the mission, is it brought to me brain and heart, or mind and heart coherence. And so lining up your heart with your head, with what's going on up here in your head. And so joining those two things. And that's something I've been really focused on lately, is making sure that I'm coherent or trying to pay attention when I'm not, because that's that, you know, that inner spirit telling you something's wrong, you need a shift. And so I loved that. But what was so cool about that this morning is that I learned that the Do 52 motto is, your head is calling your heart, pick up the phone. And so I loved that. I didn't even realize that was the motto.
What a powerful motto.
Yeah.
What a powerful motto. One thing, we're talking a lot about connecting. We're talking a lot about joining an alliance. Don't feel pressured to join something. Don't feel pressure to stay in something that you know is not a good fit for you. It's okay to step back and say, hey, I tried that and it didn't work for me. I
Yeah.
tried that, but I need something else. I tried that, but that's not quite a good fit for what I need in my life right now in this moment.
That's a great point because, people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I didn't make that up. That was told to me, but I love it. And it's just a lot of us are hanging on thinking we have to fit into this mold. We have to stay with this. And that was a seasonal lesson. That was not a lifetime lesson. So just take inventory of your life. It's a simple what fills you up, what drains you. But join yourself. Like join your soul with something. Join, I don't know why the phrase "welcome to the jungle" keeps coming to my mind because it doesn't really have any weight or relation to join, but I keep hearing Guns N' Roses "welcome to the jungle." So it's just enter the jungle. I know I'm trying to bring it back home, but it's still just
don't be scared to enter the jungle. Don't be scared to join the jungle. And if the jungle's not a good fit, it's okay. You can go find another jungle or even a deserted island.
Yeah,
Boom.
there are warriors or tribes all over that are waiting to have you join them.
Yes.
Or supporters for your mission. But I mean, you can be your own tribe first. So that was really powerful when LaVie pointed that out, and that join yourself first and then you do the rest.
Yeah. Man, such a powerful word.
Yeah.
What is one thing that you guys have joined that has made a big difference in your life?
I'm going to read Mike Holmes. To answer that question. Mike Holmes, my dad, said it was fabulous to have our entire family across the country join in playing the murder board game Zoom on Christmas Day. That is something that I joined in on Christmas Day that made all the difference in the world because we were all separated for Christmas this year for the first time. And my son in North Carolina and my parents in West Texas and me and my daughter and Jody here in North Texas and my sister-in-law. It was just we were all over the place and we were able to come together on Zoom and we actually played a game called Murder. It's our tradition. We play it when all the family gets together and it's very competitive and it's so much fun. And because we were all separate, we normally would not get to play that. So we got creative and Jody built a murder board so that we had one here and we used technology and we all joined together and we played the game and it was amazing and fun. And we all got to be together for Christmas because of that. It was so great.
Yay. Talk about a pivot. Talk about finding a solution to make it work.
Yes.
Yeah.
And finding a way to join the family even though you can't be together in person.
Yeah.
Right? There's nothing better than being together but separate, especially right now if you couldn't. So that's okay to find that solution and to go out of your way and to put the extra effort into making it possible for you to join.
Yes, and we got to keep that family tradition going despite the circumstances. So it was beautiful.
Boom. And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
What about you, Courtney? What have you joined lately?
Oh, lately? Okay. Well, I was going to give you the biggest answer. Okay.
Give me the biggest answer.
Yeah.
Just give me the biggest answer.
So the North Texas Firewalkers.
Uh-huh.
And at first I was going to say the Tony Robbins community, but I think it's bigger than that because in 2014, I've been a lifelong Tony Robbins fan my whole life. I was to my stuffed animals, teaching, when I saw his infomercial when I was a kid, there are tape recorders they've found of cassettes with me being okay, guys, and pep talk. So it's in my blood. But so 2014, I saw it on Google 2 weeks before the event, somehow convinced them to finance me the ticket, paid it off in little chunks 2 weeks before, or up until 2 days before. But point being, I met you and Jesse after that event. I didn't meet y'all at the event, I don't believe, but because I went alone. So I was just really a fish out of water at this Tony Robbins event. And what are these people doing and what did they drink? Oh my goodness. But the most empowering thing I could have done was actually continued the journey afterwards. So I very easily could have gone and taken in the content and made that time and money investment and just gone about my life the way I normally did. And it took years for me to come out of my shell with you guys. Like it took years for me to actually say I was an active, valid member, and that's just because I was so shy and insecure that I kind of stayed hiding in the corner. But because I kept showing up for me, just look at the family I've built and that support system for me, and just these people who truly know me, but truly support me and what I want. And I don't know, just I let y'all in and the family in, and it's just, and look at what we've built. So really honing in on just, I have so much production, so much growth, so much, I can't list it all. We don't have time, but I can't thank you and Jesse enough, and everyone else involved, like Michelle and like our 6 a.m. tribe. And I wish I would have known the power of showing up consistently then, but I'm so grateful I do now, because at least I learned it early, even though it did take me years to realize it. So what group can you join that will push you? What group can you join that will point out to you when you're lying to yourself and you're not happy? And do you have the courage to have that conversation? And so if you don't have someone like that yet, maybe you need to open yourself up. So that's what I did. And granted, I've always had people who are close to me. I'm not saying I don't have loved ones, but I had a very distinct wall built up, and I had to break that wall down to do a lot of things, to do anything really. I had to break that wall down, but I broke through it. And so just like we talked about this morning, everyone wants to be a part of something bigger than themselves. So feed that. It could grow so much more than you even know right now.
Yeah.
No.
I think one of the things that you just said, Courtney, and I appreciate the comment. Oh my goodness, that just hits hard. That just hits home. But one of the things that you said was that you wish that you would have done it earlier, right? That you wish that you would have been part of it earlier, or that you would have engaged earlier. And you did, but you kind of put your toe in the pool, but you never really took your toe out of the pool. So in that sense, I have to give you credit for not totally bailing on the whole thing. You have to give yourself credit for even still trying to engage, even though you weren't fully committed, you still made a valid effort to engage and be part of the community.
Thank you. I've received that.
So that's one of the things. And because we see people all the time, they try to engage and then they just back off totally because it's not for them, or because they get uncomfortable, or for whatever the reason may be. There's always 1,000 reasons, right? But give yourself credit for staying the course. Even though, like you said, you weren't fully engaged, you still did engage. So give yourself credit.
Thank you for that distinction.
You stuck with it.
I think that shows too the power of who you surround yourself with, which I have experienced in my life the last between 2 and 3 years now, like going on 3 years. But it's so incredibly important. And when you're headed down a path, just like you were when you went to Tony Robbins, you joined the North Texas Firewalkers group, same thing for me. I'm so grateful that I didn't, when you were saying that, I was thinking the exact same thing about me, because I could have just gone to the event and, listened to tapes or whatever after that. But no, I sought out people that were on that same growth, in that same growth mindset. And I found you guys, and I'm so grateful. And it's been literally life transforming for me. But it's so important, the people that you spend your time with. And so if you're on a trajectory, or you're on a path, or you want to be on a path, seek out people that are on that same path. Ryan said, my joining is right now asking, okay, who are the people comfortable with the same level of risk that I am? It's been awesome to find people with similar passions. And when you do that, you learn from them, you contribute to them. If you're on that path of growth, it's so important who you surround yourself with to continue on that path and grow on that path.
Yeah. For me, it's obviously the Firewalker community and being part of just the Tony Robbins community in general. And of course, our local community here, the North Texas Firewalkers, which I appreciate the kind words, guys. Oh my goodness. But the thing that I keep going back to is me and Jesse used to be on 2 different pages in our marriage. We used to be in 2 different pages in our relationship. I was going east and she was going west. And we were going high speed. We couldn't go east fast enough and we couldn't go west fast enough. And over the last few years, over the last 6 years or so, 5 years or so, we've come together and joined our efforts, and we're going in the same direction versus going on two separate directions. So for me, I'm just glad that me and Jesse got on the same page, that we joined our efforts, that we became a team, that we became married instead of just being here in this house. And that's made a big difference in our relationship, the way that we raise our son, and the way that we go about doing everything else that we do. So,
Jesse's comment, it's so much easier now.
it is. It is. It is.
Y'all's marriage.
I mean,
To
think
me,
I
about,
love the
think about-
honesty. Thank
think
you for
about
the
how hard it
honest
is.
laugh.
Think about how hard it is if someone's going north and someone's going south full speed and you don't get anywhere.
Somebody's going to overtake somebody, and that's not a fun war to be in.
That's not.
To me, that brings up what the Bible says about marriage, and it's like joined together. What God has joined together, let no man separate.
Mm.
And that's kind of what you're describing is you've joined together and you've come together and now you're on the same path, you're on the same page, and you're walking together as one unit and not two separate people.
Mm. And because we were walking as two separate people. There's no doubt in my mind that we were going in two separate ways as two separate people. And it took a lot of work. It took a lot of self-development and growth on both of our parts to come together as one and go in the same direction.
Yeah.
That's a very valid and great point to highlight. And thank you to both Jesse and Ricardo for being vulnerable and open with us. They have done so much different growth. They're both into personal development. It's a hobby for both of them, yes. But I'm going to highlight you, Jesse, because yes, we know I meant a lot of the same stuff that Ricardo's in, but like, for example, the Allison Armstrong content that I just absorbed this last year with you guys and learning how you, Jesse, really you really took the feedback and looked at where you needed growth, where Ricardo needed growth, and y'all aren't scared to go on that separately or to sit down and watch an intervention on a couple, together just for entertainment because y'all both enjoy it as a hobby. So I think that's very valid. Just because your partner's not just like you or doesn't want to absorb the same content, entertainment, lessons, you name it, growth strategies as you, doesn't mean they're not on the same mission.
Mm.
And Jesse and Ricardo are an amazing example of that. And just if we could, grow, even though you're different, you can still grow together.
To respecting each other's growth. So Ricardo respects Jesse's growth and vice versa. And that respect of and allowing that other person to grow into who they're supposed to be, I think is so incredibly important. And it's a great example.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm blushing, guys. I'm feeling very flush and like blushing in my face. And Jesse said right here, Courtney, let me tell you, it's not a hobby, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lifestyle.
It is a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle. It took a long time to get to this lifestyle, though, where we actually enjoy this. There was a time not too long before 2014. Well, actually, the whole time before 2014, between 2010 and 2014, where I would be watching Oprah or watching the Tony Robbins video on the TV. And Jesse would literally walk into the room, turn around, and walk right back out. She wanted nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing to do with it. About anything about growth and personal development. So
I want to go back and read Mike's comment, Dad's comment. I also joined several of my Air Force buddies through texting who served with me in Vietnam for 2 consecutive Christmas holidays. We all discussed how each of us helped each other make it through those lonely Christmas days. So that's another example of technology now, like keeping those connections going from your past that, they had a joint mission together in those days to keep each other going, keep each other lifted up when they were away from family and that far away and in those circumstances on Christmas. And so I think that's beautiful now that they are able to join together and, remember those things and, just reminisce on those times.
That's a great point. There's no excuse right now. Communication is so convenient. It's just picking up and typing a few words and sending it, and they get it immediately. How great is that?
Yeah.
How great is that we have the technology right now to reach out and connect with someone immediately, even if it's just a word. Hey, just thinking about you. Send. Boom. Done.
Yeah.
Wow. No excuse not to join. No excuse not to connect with someone.
Yeah. And it's the most simple acts that move mountains, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So just send it.
One of the things Jesse said this morning that to me was powerful, just like you said, simple acts that move mountains, is join in prayer. Like that, what that brought up for Jesse, what in church was how they joined together in prayer and the impact that people feel that. And so I thought that was cool, but also that it's free will, that it's a choice to join in on something. So both of those things I thought were really great topics that we talked about this morning.
Let's talk a little bit more about choice. Chat me up, Courtney. What does choice mean to you?
Choice. Yeah, it's everything. Decisions shape your life. So reminder that indecision is also a choice. So yeah, basically you'll get an idea, and in the first 3 to 5 seconds, your brain will do its best. Your ego will do its best to talk you out of it and to keep you where you are, where it's safe and known and nothing bad will come at us here. If you go after this new goal, maybe something bad will happen, or your ego will remind you all the reasons it didn't work out before. This is just your brain trying to keep you safe so you don't move. Okay. Now, back up a step. That is happening with every thought we have. So whenever you have a choice thought where you're like, hey, should I choose this or should I choose this? Know that is going on. I'm not saying don't listen to it. I'm not saying don't take into account your history or what experience you do or do not have. But I'm saying your ego is doing its best to talk you out of it. So you need to decipher that difference. So that's my one big thing on choice, is that it's like a game show going on in your head in the first 10 seconds, trying to talk yourself out of it. So you control that game. Okay. You be the whatever the Bob is with the skinny mic. Okay. You host that game show and decide if that's what you want. And then the second thing is just that it's a choice. If you are sitting on a bump on a log and sitting in that, oh, well, I don't know. That's a choice too. And you're wasting a lot of valuable energy and time. So we love you. Get up, channel the energy somewhere. Okay.
And the quote of the day is, don't be the Bob with the skinny mic in your own game show.
Yeah. Oh, I want one of those skinny mics.
Don't be the Bob with the skinny mic. Michelle Martini, talk to me. Choices.
Personal responsibility. I mean, everything you do is a choice that you are in control of. You're in control of your choices. So take responsibility for your choices. Take responsibility for the situations you find yourself in that maybe you don't like, because it's your choice to change them. I don't care what it is. Like there are circumstances that are beyond your control. Yes. Well, in that case, you're choosing the way you let that affect you. You're choosing the way you feel about it. But, and some things it's, a whole lot easier said than done. But most of the circumstances that we find ourselves in, financially, relationship wise, where we live, so many things, we are choosing to be there. And we can choose to change it. And so taking personal responsibility for your circumstances and your choices, to me, is like huge. It's been an amazing lesson for me that's just empowered me and taken away that victim mentality that I used to live in.
Oh, I think you just nailed it on the head. Yeah, it gives you the control back versus victim mentality. Like victim mentality can't win when you're being decisive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at what Ryan said. Responsibility equals response ability, our ability to respond. That is awesome.
That is so good. And
Love
I love
That's
the
so
one
good.
before that, Ryan, where you mentioned that you work with some of your couple clients each week. Reaction and response are not the same thing. And then you came back with responsibility equals responsibility. Man, that's a tongue twister. But yeah,
That's
that's
good.
dynamite.
Yeah.
My thing about choices is choice is the first step. Choice is always the first step. You have to choose to do something different. You have to choose to want to change. You have to choose to get up out of bed. It's always the first step. Choice is always your first and foremost step. That's the first thing you have to do is make a decision and make a choice before anything else happens. You have to choose to do it or to not do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
First step, choice. So what are you going to choose differently today? What are you going to choose to join? What are you going to choose to be a part of? What are you going to choose to connect with? It's all a choice.
Moving into this new year, what are you going to choose to change? What are you going to choose to do?
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, so much to reflect on, ladies. So much to reflect on. Wow.
Really is.
What a great episode today. And for those of you wondering, we have 6 a.m. calls every Monday and Thursday. Come join us.
Yes.
Come join the
Join
6 a.m. tribe.
Yes.
Is 6 a.m. too early? It's only
That's
too
a
early
choice.
for those unmotivated people who don't want to get up at 6 a.m. and be part of the call.
Hey, we tried to do it later a few times. It didn't work. This
It
is
didn't
much
work.
better. Trust us.
Yeah, it fit better in the schedule. The energy so much better at 6 a.m. than it is at 7 or 8 a.m. So
Yes. And that is 6 a.m. Texas time, Central Standard Time.
it
Thank you.
is.
Betsy.
Wow. Texas time. All right. You want to take that last one from Mr. Mike, Michelle?
Okay, I remind my high school students that at the end of your life, it was a good ride or a horrible ride. It's a result of your choices over your life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wise words.
Yeah.
And I
Let's get to
think
the
on
end
that-
of our life and choose. Let's choose now to get to the end of our life and it be a good ride.
Yeah.
Y'all, the quality of our life is only what mood we're in right now, stacked thousands of times.
Yes.
Choose gratitude, choose joy,
Yeah.
Choose to join in gratitude. Choose to join in joy.
and
It's a
give
choice.
and give it. Choose to
And
give it
give.
out too.
Great call. Next Monday, we're starting a new program. We're excited for the new program. So make sure you join us next Monday. Next Monday.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
Next Monday, we're starting a new program. So make sure you join us for the new year, new you, new program starting for 2021. And we'll be back on Wednesday.
Yes.
Anything else?
No,
Nope.
let's see. Ryan dropped another good point. So he said, join gratitude, join joy. That's good, y'all. So thank you for joining us, Ryan, and
Yes.
dropping always great feedback and wisdom.
Yes. We'll see you guys on Wednesday and Friday this week. And remember to visit forceforgrowth.com to subscribe to the podcast.
Yes.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye.